What's going on, guys? It's Steeler here, back again with yet another RDX podcast. Thank you so much for joining us. As you guys know, it's a weekly podcast. Along with regular content, we'd like to do an extended show for those that happen to give a fuck. And you know what? We got a great panel today, tons of great topics, interesting news. And once again, I just want to thank all of you guys that are already here. So I want to start with the introductions while we let people stream in. And I want to start with Invader. I talked to him several times on Twitter. Haven't really seen him around the community, as you guys can tell with this podcast. We got a different set of people in this podcast to kind of get a different take on a lot of different things. And Invader is going to help us do that. How you been, buddy? Where can people find you? Thank you for joining.
Well, hey, Dealer. Thanks for having me on. Yeah, you guys, everyone can find me at Invader Gaming on YouTube or at Twitter at Invader_1986. And of course, Twitch. I'm streaming nowadays. And I can't wait to be a part of this. And we should have a fun time, right?
Have a good time. Have a good time. Colt Eastwood, what have you been up to, bud? Where can people find you before we get into topics?
You can find me at Colt Eastwood on YouTube or Colt Eastwood on Twitter. And got videos coming out just about every week, hopefully.
You know where you can find Colt Eastwood. The Luca, the Ashen Luca, is back this week for the Lucaholics out there. How you been? Where the fuck were you last week? And thank you for coming back.
I mean, last week we didn't have a show at all, Dealer.
Okay, the week before, okay? Way to upstage me.
I was... What's up, guys? I was out at dinner with two of my friends. I treated them for Christmas and stuff. But I'm really happy to be back. I missed you guys. I missed the show. I've gotten a lot of really sweet messages, people saying, hey, we missed you on RDX. So it's good to be back. And it's good to have Invader here. He's one of the homies. So it should be a good time.
One of the homies. Speaking of homies all day, thank you for being here. Of course, you're always here when you can be. Where can people find you? What have you been up to?
Oh, shit. I was drinking water. What's up, guys?
What
you can find me on Twitter, all day digital. Pettiest things online. You can find it there. And ready to get the topics going, man.
Ready to get the topics going. We got a bunch of big stuff that, a lot of discussion coming up. Once again, guys, we did not have a show last week thanks to the holidays. And, of course, everyone kind of took a break. So we're kind of ramped up, ready to go. Back again with some pretty awesome topics. So if you're here early, hit that like button. We appreciate it. As we kind of move into what I want to get out of the way for the patrons real quick, giving away a bunch of games. And I think 2 days I'm doing this on Patreon. Star Wars Battlefront 2, Cuphead, Batman, the Arkham Collection, Witcher 3 Complete Edition, Wallenstein 2, not Wolfenstein 2, Assassin's Creed Origins, giving away a lot of stuff. So, of course, I'm going to link this on Patreon. If you are one, please check the site and comment for which one you'd like to enter. That's the giveaway this month. Thank you guys so much. And, of course, into our first mini topic, while we're still letting people file in, Forza Horizon 3 patch release date revealed. Anybody excited for this? January 15th. Who's going to go back and check it out? Luca, are you going to check this out? Do you own the game?
I game share, and no, I don't like racing games. I don't care about this.
Oh wow, okay. Well, it's probably one of the best racing games ever made. Colt, I know you love this game.
Yeah, I played it for 9 months. I loved it. They're talking about a 60 frames possibility. I don't think so. I think it'll probably just be native 4K, 30 frames locked.
Mm-hmm. What do you think? Much like Forza 7. It's going to look amazing, but that game already looked amazing on the base console, so it's not going to be night and day. I did hear rumors of a 60 frames thing, but that's really hard to believe unless they've got optimization down to another level. Invader, did you play this? Do you enjoy it?
Oh, yeah, I love the shit out of it. I've played it ever since it launched. I would really like to see them have like a different graphics mode. I don't know if that's possible, akin to like The Witcher 3. We're able to, switch between having 4K or maybe just run at faster rates.
Yep. Yeah, options are great, man. The problem with it, though, is especially on PC, it's heavily CPU bottlenecked, and it's not really an option of can they hit it. If it doesn't hit it, it's because it can't hit 60, and you might just be stuck with one mode, but that game is locked and has excellent motion blur. It's not too hectic, not too crazy, not too overdone. I don't know. All day, I know you kind of were talking about this a little while ago. Are you going to go back and check it out?
It just depends on the mood, man. Those games, they're like, it's like a video game. It's like a pixel chicken pox. You know what I mean? There's so much shit to do on that map. It's kind of overwhelming. I might
chicken pox.
Yeah, it's The drama cheese. But I want to check it out, see what it looks like. I don't know how long I'll stay invested, but I'll definitely give it a chance.
Yeah, Hot Wheels is going to look phenomenal with this patch, especially. I did try that on PC. But yeah, let us know in the chat if you're looking forward to this. Some people have speculated maybe they're holding off because they want to give Forza 7 some room to breathe. But on the other hand, maybe they're optimizing, maybe trying to hit that 60 frames mark. I doubt it, but I guess.
And the game didn't look bad before either. So
no, not at all.
The game's beautiful.
Yeah, Delirium Blades there, Brian in the chat. He moves twice as fast because he plays it on PC. So he shout out to you guys. Thank you so much for joining. PUBG. Hey, I'm gonna get this out there. Sells over 4 million. I think this is a week ago on the Xbox One, and at the same time, 1.5 million hackers were banned off of PC.
Oh man,
wow,
that is insane. Cole, I know you love this topic here.
Cheaters are be cheaters.
Yeah,
man, that's ridiculous. 3 million concurrent players, right?
Yeah,
and then 1.5 million kicked. I wonder how long the bans are for.
I don't know. I just know it's crazy. Division had a pretty similar problem at launch.
Yeah, Blizzard hits people for life, like right away on that, on Overwatch and stuff. But geez.
Yeah.
But did you? I think it was All Day that showed us video of a guy that had some mod on
slithering.
Mod on PC where you could get in prone and you could just go like 15 miles an hour while you're prone.
Fucking Black Mamba, right?
Right? Nah, you know what, man? This is one of those issues you run into on PC. Like, you got a lot of add-ons, a lot of third-party stuff you can use to get an advantage on your opponent. It happens all the time. Nothing new.
Yeah. Well, either way, it sucks. They are to the studio Blue Brewhole. They do say they want that game on every platform if it can be done. Even streaming services. Go into that a little bit, Colt. That's PUBG on streaming services at 5 frames per second. What do you think about that one?
Yeah. Well, they're like, the developers like, we'd love to see this on every platform. Like, you're going to go into a grocery store and see PUBG on like one of those claw machines. It's you know what's really cool is like everyone I hear talking about PUBG, like they can't stop playing it and they're having so much fun. People are sharing stories, and people have kind of gotten over the hurdle of some of the hitches and problems that are going on with the game as it's improving. But people are just really, really pleased with it. So it's just been good news all around ever since the first couple patches.
You know what's crazy? I bought my brother the game for Christmas, and he loaded it up, and he has the original fat Xbox, right? And the game ran perfect, dude. Like, really? I was surprised. I was like, what? I'm just sitting there snickering, like, watch for like shit. He doesn't know what he's doing, right?
Smoke coming out like running faster than you. What the fuck?
Right? So I'm sitting there watching. I'm like, well, I'll be damned.
Yeah, it runs at a different resolution and everything. They've optimized it for sure. And the game is substantially better than it was at launch just a few weeks ago. That's what a lot of people kind of forget. It's and when they talk about textures and stuff, you're like, well, they're saying it's running at PC high settings on the textures, so that's just how it looks. I mean, what can be done there? I don't know.
It didn't improve that quick on PC, you know. At least the PC game preview, kind of helped pave the way for a quicker improvement on the console.
Yeah, for sure. As we go on to the next topic, guys, we got almost 300 watching already. Shout out to Black Tiger. The rest of you guys, thank you so much. Hit that like button if you can. Xbox sales, massive sales over the holidays. I'm just blown away, Colt, by the amount of a discount you're getting. Much like PC, a lot of people are saying, oh, man, get PC. The games are cheaper. But what they don't tell you is a lot of those people are getting it from G2A.com, where developers are not getting paid for that work in other places. But you're getting on your Xbox and you're getting games for $10, $15. I mean, these are the sales that you've heard about for the past few years.
Yeah, 50 to 75% off with Black Friday, and then this like Christmas through Christmas and New Year's sale, right? And over on PS4, they're doing 50% off on a bunch of games, but this Xbox still has a wide gamut of games they're offering, and
Dealer and I were talking, right?
I didn't look at the number. Yeah, I couldn't even scroll through all of them, right? And Dealer and I were talking about this the other day. Like, we've always seen great deals on PC, even if you just look at summer Steam sales, where the developers actually get the cut they're supposed to. And I didn't realize. I'm like, holy crap! Xbox is giving out PC-like deals. Dealer just made me buy Arkham
Made you buy.
The Arkham collection, yeah.
Arkham Asylum and Arkham City for $10.
Yeah.
You know, remastered with all new achievements. I played that only on last gen, so yeah.
The
Jeez, how
game
many
looks
games did I
great,
buy this
man.
year?
Especially in the X. I mean, there's no more dynamic scaling. It's just maxed and all that good stuff. Somebody asked on Twitter, yeah, we're going to talk about the insiders, who this apparently comes from, Xbox 2, 2019 news, all kinds of good stuff, guys, later in the show. Just hang in there. Invader, you got something to add on these sales, man?
Well, they're pretty damn awesome, I'll say that. I mean, you know, just a continuation from the what was it, the Thanksgiving Black Friday sales. Like those were awesome. You know, I definitely plan on picking up a few things. Games like, you know, like some of the smaller titles like Observer really caught my eye, made by the Layers of Fear guys. That and believe it or not, even though I love Forza Horizon 3, I still haven't picked up the expansion pass. So I'm definitely gonna be picking that up for Hot Wheels.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, otherwise, you know, it's a fantastic sale. They're like the amount of discounts on some of those games is mind-boggling. Like,
yeah.
What'd you buy this past few weeks? Because the sale's been going on for like a month straight. It seems like.
Well, I picked up Homefront, the Revolution for cheap.
Yeah.
That's pretty
It's
good,
enhanced,
actually.
too.
Listen, this is a perfect time. I know you looking in your pockets, and you got that detergent tasting gum, and you got no money. This is a perfect time to hop on these sales, man.
Facts.
For everybody after
They
the holidays.
they end very soon too. Just keep that in mind. So, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just wanted to get that out there while I remember. They do end very soon. So if you haven't picked it up, ridiculous
I think it's
deal.
the 4th, right?
Yeah. So
man.
Very soon.
And gift us some games while you guys are out there.
Out there in those gaming streets, sending them game codes over. Noof, what's going on, brother?
You're out there looking for ET in a minefield. Yeah.
Luke, you didn't pick up anything, did you?
No, I didn't. I didn't even know there was a sale going on, but that's good though. I hope a lot of people were able to pick up games that they may have wanted, but it was kind of too expensive at the time, or they couldn't afford to get it at the time. So I'm happy to hear that, and I'm happy to hear about the PlayStation sale as well. That's great. Actually, someone did tell me about the PlayStation sale, but I forgot about it. So I have.
Luca wouldn't see the sale because she won't back out of Witcher 3. She's like on that screen constantly.
Oh my god, I am obsessed. It's like all day has been getting so angry at me because I've just been playing that nonstop. And he's like,
it's hard to go to other RPGs after playing Witcher 3.
Like all days, like there's other games to play, Luca. You want to play something that you haven't played twice already? I'm like, I think I'll just play The Witcher 3 some more. It's amazing.
Yeah.
But as I'm always right, has been a recent current in events. There's been a little change here, right?
Oh yeah, I've been playing Persona 5, which is awesome. You've never seen it.
Here comes the inside jokes.
And that's our cue to move on to the next topic. New Xbox Elite controller rumor for 2018. You know what? It's a great controller, especially compared to other more expensive options that are actually worse, according to reviews, like scuff controllers, right? Great quality product. It's expensive, $150, but it delivers. What would you guys like to see in the chat, especially
I think
on the next iteration of the Elite controller?
My prediction right now, you heard it here first. It's gonna have a share button.
The share button.
It's gonna have a share button.
We do need that. Xbox does need something like that.
Yeah.
Like,
Share
button
button
into the UI though. I mean, it don't need a share button.
I think they need to drop the price of the original Elite because it's been $150 for how long has it been out? 2 years? It's kind of baffling to me that they haven't had like a real sale on that. Like I got mine for $120, but I got lucky, you know.
The 120
cheap
sounds
if you
nice.
bundled it with the X.
Oh, that's very true.
You kind of got it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to see, I don't know. I'd like to see Microsoft dabble in the internal battery market. Just try it. Give it a whack.
Yeah,
see how
I feel you on that.
That ain't nothing wrong with it. I like the third-party options, though.
Yeah, get like a cool light on the front or something. Be nice.
No light because that'll just drain the battery unnecessarily.
Touchpad.
Invader, I know we've had kind of a mixed 2017. It wasn't great on all sides. I don't feel. I think Multiplat stole the year pretty easily. What are your hopes for 2018 in regard to any platform, your favorite platform, whatever?
Well, I definitely like to see some more release dates coming for some of the exclusives, like from Microsoft, specifically Crackdown 3, State of Decay, even stuff like Ashen.
Yep.
And then yes, on Sony's side too, God of War, stuff like that.
Spider-Man, Detroit, Days Gone.
Yeah.
Ashen looks. I was really surprised by Ashen. That's got co-op as well.
Yeah, even some stuff on the PC end too, like Age of Empires, the definitive edition. Like they still haven't said anything about that. So I just like to see more release dates.
Yeah,
Ashen's actually built for co-op. Is part of the big draw of that game. It's supposed to work together. So.
And it's just the art style of it's phenomenal as well.
But do we know if Ashen is coming out this year or if it's just something they're going to be working on all year long? There's a lot up in the air, like Invader says.
Yeah, I think that there's a lot in 2018 that people forget about. Like, like they've confirmed the new Tomb Raider this year, Red Dead, and then you got Far Cry, and then you got hopefully Crackdown, State of Decay 2, Sea of Thieves, you got God of War, Spider-Man. Ideally, hopefully those come out. And then you've got whatever Microsoft are releasing in the fall, and there's going to be some things. It's a much bigger year for gaming.
I keep forgetting about Tomb Raider.
Yeah, massive.
And what I'm excited about, I think that 2018, at least they can't go on stage showing the same games. Everything should be new. So that's good.
I hope so.
Yeah, that would not be great.
Yeah, I mean, no offense, but PlayStation's conference this year was really disappointing to me. And I know that I gotta be honest with you, like me along with a bunch of other people were really excited. We were like, oh, it's probably gonna be like amazing and blah blah blah.
Which
but it was
conference
just the
are you talking about?
Yeah, E3 conference.
Oh,
for Sony
this past year, yeah.
We're talking about you love seeing all those people hanging from the stage.
Well, I thought, you know what? No jokes aside, I really did think that was cool. I like that they have presentations like that. But just seeing the same games over and over again, it was just kind of disappointing. I wanted to see something different, like Bloodborne 2. Anytime, guys, is it gonna happen?
Well, I mean, we still don't know what they teased at PSX, right?
Yeah, I heard it's gonna be God, I forget what the game is called because I never played it. But I hear it's gonna be
Demon Souls.
No, not Demon Souls. One of their other IPs.
No, I know what she's talking about.
Ninja Blade or
no, I don't remember what.
Tenchu.
It's gonna be. I heard it's gonna be a new Tenchu.
That'd be dope. But I don't know. I don't know if it has the right space for that. I mean, we just got Neo this last year, so
true.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, All Day, what do you want to see change? What are your hopes for 2018? What would you like to see?
I'm kind of going to echo off of Invader here. Just the release dates. Want to get some more concrete dates for these games that we're excited about. You know what I mean? Especially Red Dead. Heard something about a June window, but it could be true. I don't know. Just hope it's a better year than 2017. 2017.
Oh, it's gotta be. It's gotta be. Even though Wolf 2 and Assassin's Creed and stuff, great games.
It's shaping up pretty good already, to be honest.
Yeah. Like all the stuff we know about sounds amazing. So I'm just looking forward to all these games, man.
Yeah. Hey, we got almost 400 people watching already. Please hit that like button. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. Colt, real quick, what are your 2018 hopes and dreams?
I really, really want to play Crackdown before the summer. I'm one of the very few that was really excited about that game. And All Day's played it at the events, and he says it's nothing to write home about. Right, my brother?
Not at all.
Yeah, but, it's weird. Like, you know how you've played enough games, and when you watch enough gameplay, you can kind of feel what the game would feel like. And for me, when I watch Crackdown, I know that's like my game. Like, that's my time thing. Jumping and climbing and grabbing agility orbs and picking up weapons and blowing up stuff. And
just a hectic mess so that you can just go do your thing.
So you like Saints Row, right?
Yeah, and I really love Saints Row 4, and I genuinely liked Crackdown 2. It was something I wasn't even on my radar. I picked it up one day, I rented it, and back in the day, I don't know. I really want that game to be good. That's my big hopes and dreams.
Yeah, Lady Foxfire is also really excited for that. She was upset when it was delayed. I was shocked that anyone was excited for it. You and her are the only ones that I've seen really upset about it.
But we always we talk about, is this year going to be good or was that year good? We've always had good years, right? When you look back, you've never had just a totally crappy year. Even 2017 for Xbox, it was so slow the first half, but holy smokes!
Even the back half, though, there wasn't too much, exclusive wise, right?
Yeah,
it was their worst year of the generation, and that's why I'm excited for this year because it's already much better with the few things they've got announced, and that's what they always drop stuff after E3. They always have, so I have high confidence that they will do so. Shout out to Punkadish, Buddha Time, all you motherfuckers. Thank you so much for showing up. 2018, Luca. Who did I get? Everybody, I'm blanking.
Invader, I think.
I think I got him, Vader. He was the first guy, right?
Yeah, you got me.
Luca, did I get you?
No, you didn't.
Okay, go ahead.
I want Anthem to come out. I'm excited for that game. It looks really interesting. I'm gonna try God of War. I'm really hoping that his son doesn't annoy me. Like I'm really hoping for that. But other than that, and Detroit, if that comes out, I'm really looking forward to that as well. But that's about it.
Yeah. And you're not looking forward to hearing that little kid talk a lot?
No, he was. But I get it. It's like I've had people come to me and say, "Hey, it's like this is how kids are, blah blah." But his voice actor, I don't know. I just felt really annoyed listening to him.
I don't feel like we've heard him talk enough.
No, we haven't. He's a child, Luca.
We haven't gotten to the part where
I don't have any kids all day. I don't like children all day.
Not Anakin from the Phantom Menace, then
right?
Okay. Now that's what I call pod racing. Yeah, that little kid. For what it was, we got to defend that little kid. He did what he was told to do, and I think he did a pretty damn good job.
I want to hear that again.
He's a grown man right now, so just remember that.
Do that one more time, boy.
2018. Yes, I'm with you, Luca. I like to see Anthem. I like to see just Tomb Raider. I'm really excited to hear about what Microsoft are going to tell us about at E3. They've always got something, so that's going to be really cool. State of Decay 2 is going to be cool.
Out of the big exclusives, what are you looking forward to the most?
On the Microsoft side, State of Decay 2 so far. If Crackdown 3 multiplayer works, you got to agree it's a game changer. It's just nothing been done like it, and if it works flawlessly, it's impossible for it to be a bad game. But yeah, State of Decay 2 so far, and that's kind of my excitement though, is not knowing what's coming. I like that. I loved it when I heard about Fallout 4 and like, hey, by the way, you fuckers can play it in 3 months. I was like, oh shit, and that was great. Cyberpunk 2077.
That's not coming out for such a long time, but I cannot wait.
We might see something of it this year, though. That's why I'm hoping we see something from it. And
dude, it's been in development for so long, though.
Has it really though?
I mean, Richard
we first saw the teaser in 2013, 2012. So it's been a long time.
That's great, though. That means because they referenced Witcher 3 when they were talking about the no bullshit tweet, right? They reference Witcher 3. They're like, think big narrative stories and side missions, and take your time, because if you do that again, even if it's in the Cyberpunk universe, I'm excited.
It's gonna be so awesome, dude. I'm so hyped.
Yeah, it's gonna be cool. So that's kind of what I'm looking forward to. January 2018, Games with Gold, as you guys know. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. This is for PS Plus, by the way. PS Plus. Deus Ex: Mankind Divided, and Batman Telltale. You're a fan of that game?
I'm a fan of Deus Ex: Mankind Divided. I liked it.
I didn't like it at all, but it's a decent game. It's a decent game.
Yeah. Batman Telltale Season 1, by the way.
That's great. That's a great game. You guys picked that up.
Are they not announcing the PS3 titles anymore?
They might have, but I just didn't.
They gave us.
I don't see them on
VR. I think Star Blood Arena. It's a VR game.
Star Blood Arena.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I just you can't even play it on your PS4, and most people aren't going to get their PS3 out and play them, so it doesn't really apply to most people. Xbox One, Games with Gold. You got Van Helsing 3. You got Zombie, the Wii U port that I spent $5 on a few months ago.
What is Van Helsing 3, bro? What is that?
It's like a Diablo style game.
So remember, there was a Van Helsing game they gave us last year, I think. What game?
Van Helsing 1, probably.
Yeah.
Where's 2? I never heard of a 2. Like they just skipped 2.
I don't know. Game of the year. Zombie. You've got Tomb Raider, Underworld, and Army of Two, and all of those playable on the Xbox One. I'd say Xbox. Just the more of these games seem like higher quality to me. So January, I would give it to Microsoft. They finally got a monthly game giveaway month, a victory in the last few months. They've been kind of lagging. Barely won it out this month to me.
They kind of go back and forth.
Wait, you would give it to Microsoft over PlayStation?
Yeah, because Deus Ex for me anyway. For me, because you've got Army of you've got Army of Two, which at least that's
the first one, right?
Hey, Army of Two is pretty damn good, actually.
And then you've got Zombie. At least Zombie is I don't know. More people probably haven't played that, but Army of Two, Zombie, Tomb Raider, and then the Van Helsing is the weakest one to me.
Have you played Underworld?
No.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I mean, okay.
But you got to remember that only 2 of these games on the PS4 that are playable on the PS4. You need VR or you need a PS3 for the other ones.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. That happens sometimes. They go back and forth.
Well, Deus Ex, I mean, the game got what about 7s or 8s across the board, right?
Man, since the first one, the original Xbox, it's just Deus Ex has fallen off for me.
Honestly, I played Human Revolution. I really couldn't get into the combat. I was like, I'm not feeling this, but I like the concept of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the combat's kind of like a push a button to melee somebody, and the shooting is kind of live real-time shooting.
I don't like the jump cuts. The camera changes when you melee.
Yeah, the game is kind of like a weird amalgamation of like Fallout 3 and Splinter Cell and Metal Gear. You know, it's kind of its own thing, but it kind of feels like some of those games mixed together. But I enjoyed them.
Yep.
But Mankind Divided is actually really slick. It's done really well. It adds this like climbing and mantling that makes the game feel more like you're playing in real time. But you know, it's one of those games.
It got a lot of backlash because of the microtransactions that they forcibly added to the game. Like, I remember people being really
enough,
upset
it comes
about
out
that.
early. Remember?
I know. It was
Everybody
so
wants to fight you in
bad.
the comments right now.
Hey,
Everybody.
Food Man in the super chat, thanks for the donation. Finger bang that like button, he says. Happy New Year.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year,
everybody.
guys. I got a ton of messages. I couldn't keep up with them all, but I tried. My fingers were bleeding. All day, I want you to lead on this one. God of War and some other titles. And this could go for both sides, really, but Sony have 0 release dates for this year for God of War, Detroit, what's the other one? Spider-Man and Days Gone. What do you think that if Spider-Man last Sony confirmed was spring 2018, do you think going into the spring we should have something by now? Do you think maybe it should have been? I know you think it should have been playable at PSX.
Oh, of course.
What's your thoughts on this?
Well, Shu kind of at the little conference at PSX, he explained why he wasn't giving dates and just date windows, just because things can happen in between, get people to get upset, and they don't want to push the game back too far or go off, of one date and it doesn't happen, disappointment. So he rather give windows, spring, summer, fall. But I mean, Spider-Man doesn't have anything; it just says 2018, so that's kind of got me worried. But
I would be less worried if God of War didn't say spring, because we're going into the spring now,
right?
And still nothing. That's pretty odd.
It's nothing to be worried about. Spider-Man can still release in the holiday and do super awesome and maybe even better.
I think Spider-Man for me. I think August. For me, that's what I think. I think God of War spring, probably March. Days Gone, that'll probably be end of the year. But yeah, it's a little spooky, man. Like not having any playable demos at PSX. That was very disappointing. I mean, the same trailers we've been seeing for the past, few months. It's like, fuck, dude. What the fuck? Like,
so what PS4 has like 4 or 5 huge games coming in 2018?
Yeah. So I think
do you see them releasing all 4 of those if they wait until March or longer to release the first one?
I say at least 3.
God of War,
Spider-Man, Detroit. For sure. Days Gone, up in the air to me.
That's only 4, right?
I don't think Days Gone is coming out this year.
Well, it has to. It has to. The only reason why I say it has to is because
I thought it was ready last year.
There's not going to be.
I don't think The Last of Us is coming out next year.
Yeah, Last of Us is probably 2019 early.
Yeah,
because they said they were 50% through, and that's a year and a half away if that's the case.
Yeah, I say out of the 4, I think 3 will come out for sure. I think the first one to come out would be Detroit.
Huh. Well, either way, we got 400 people watching. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hit that like button if you can. Any other opinions on these lack of release dates?
Well, Xbox has potentially 4 or 5 big games coming against PS4, right?
That we know of so far, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we'll probably. Are we going to get a Forza Horizon 4 this year, guys? Or are they holding out on Playground's own game?
They're probably,
I'll say yeah.
I mean, you probably are.
That's an annual game, bro.
And are we going to see Halo 6?
Too much money.
Are we going to see Halo 6 this
I think that's up in the air.
I don't know. What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think they're going to reveal Halo 6 at E3 and then pull the Fallout and say, hey, you can play it in a few months?
I don't think so. I don't think it's going to be ready.
I'll say no, because they said that they were going to do a beta, if I'm not mistaken, and that usually takes a little bit of time. So I think they might announce it
3 or 4 months out, right?
Maybe
announce it and then say, hey, Halo 6 coming this November, beta available today.
Maybe, but I just think to build up with the marketing, I think they might announce it, but I think it'll be like a year off, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I think Indy in the chat's right. I think we would have known more about Halo 6 if it was ready for this holiday.
I think Microsoft are doing things differently, though. They've never released 3 exclusives in the first half of the year like this. They're keeping things a little closer to their chest. I don't think this is the same Microsoft historic, because the last Halo, 2015, Phil was kind of coming in to his own, and 2012 was one before that. That's 3-year gap. 2018 is 3 years for Halo 5. Maybe they take another year.
That's true. You're right, because 343 said no Halo this year, right? They said that last E3. They didn't want anyone expecting to see a Halo announcement.
Yeah, for 2017, yeah.
Right, so the Halo announcement would be 2018, and maybe the Halo's ready for the end of the year.
They need something. There's a gap there at the back half that they never have.
Paying their light bill over there at the studio, right?
That's true.
Not like
that's my opinion. Take it.
Well, at least CFD's got a release date, right?
March 22nd, right? March 20th?
Around there.
22nd.
Yeah, so
that's
pirate
time, though.
Pirate time. Anything that you guys would like to see released in 2018? Any particular franchise? What would you like to see happen?
Devil May Cry 5.
Devil May Cry. I don't know. I'm looking for Microsoft to offer us an open world action adventure game. The one thing they don't have right now. So Tomb Raider's coming in 2018. Maybe they've got another deal with them, but I don't know. It's kind of shady.
Well, Tomb Raider be a multi-plat release panel. Your opinions and thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it will. I think it should too.
I think it'll be multi-plat right off the bat.
Yeah, me too.
I think a timed exclusive on Xbox gets a little bit of shade, doesn't get as much love for the initial install base, that privilege of being on Xbox first. It kind of worked against Tomb Raider for a little bit there, didn't it?
But you know what worked against them? Those idiots released it on the same day as Fallout 4.
They did, yeah. But can we say it worked against them when the game did 7+ million?
I feel like it could have done like a lot better in the beginning if they hadn't have done that. I don't know what they were thinking. Like,
I don't know if they did bad in the beginning though. I mean, Microsoft said it did well over 1 million, like a month and a half in. That's good for an install base.
I'm just saying.
25.
I'm just saying it could have done better if it wasn't right next to Fallout 4. Because I walked into the GameStop that day, right, to pick up Fallout 4. Everyone, like the cashier's like, Fallout 4? Like, I didn't even get the game yet. They're like, you getting Fallout 4? I'm like, yeah, I'm getting Fallout 4. So
you had that look in your eyes when you walked in the room.
Yeah, you got her fucking phone tied to her wrist.
Yeah,
basically.
Yeah, Luke, I was trying to remember why I didn't play Rise of the Tomb Raider at launch, and I forgot that it was Fallout 4. Yeah.
Oh my god.
I got both of them. That's how I roll. Got both of them. They're both great games. And you know what? Played through again on the X, even better. So yeah, I mean that's 2018. Wanted to talk about that for a little bit. Kind of a predictive element of the panel here. Kind of get our thoughts out there about what's coming. Could be wrong. Could be right. You never know. So I want to talk about Kodi on Xbox One, particularly about my last video that's just exploded with not particularly my own subs, just people I've never seen before commenting in the comments. Why are you talking about Kodi? Now they're going to take it down. Well, I didn't know I had that much authority. Microsoft already knew that this fucking app was on their platform. As a matter of fact, they're kind of associated with the app. People like listing the history of the app in the comment. Like, I didn't ask you the history, I didn't tell you the history. I'm just here to tell you it's on Xbox One and it's not illegal. Now, of course, I put, is it even legal? Because that's the question that people are asking me. So, what are you going to click on? Exactly. So, there's a method to my madness. And, that's kind of why I kind of put that question out there and then told you it wasn't illegal and exactly how it gets around that loophole. If you want to know more, check that video out. It's my last one. Kodi on Xbox One allows you to install third-party applications, right? And kind of watch movies for free that would otherwise cost you money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows the most about this?
I think you just explained everything.
Well, I mean, I obviously, I don't know everything about it, and I never claimed to, but I wanted to get an expert in here.
There's no sugarcoating it. I mean, people are not using this to watch their daughter's birthdays. We know that. So we know what they're doing with it for the majority of people. I mean, people have been doing this with Fire Sticks and other type of USB devices. So,
yeah,
it is what it is. I mean, you can use it that way, or you can choose not to. It's a media player essentially. Mm-hmm. So. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter. I even called people out. You know, like, hey, why are you tagging Xbox and Microsoft in pirated movies? I don't get it. Like, you just showed me you're watching Jumanji and Justice League. You fucking idiot.
Why are you
So
watching
the app itself
Jumanji?
isn't like illegal, but if you do that kind of stuff or some shit, I don't know. There's some streaming loophole as well. I don't know. Invader, do you know anything about this app?
Well, I've never really used it personally, but from what I understand, like it's just like a blank slate to start off, right? There's not actually anything on there to begin with. You have to, like, as you said, go around some loopholes in order to like watch anything, right?
Yeah, you have to third-party applications apparently.
Yeah, so everybody's just kind of losing their minds over, oh, Microsoft allows all this pirated stuff on their box, and it's just like, well, there's nothing on there to begin with. You just kind of have to go, you have to take the time to go around all the loopholes and stuff.
It's too much work.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Invader, like the amount of nonsense I've seen just because of this Xbox getting Kodi on both sides, like people hyping it, saying, oh, what? Yeah, PlayStation doesn't have this. And then people attacking Xbox fans, calling them disgusting because of this. I'm like, relax. It's really not that serious.
Honestly, what's new? What's new?
Like, it's like these guys are just so bored and they just latch onto any sort of just bad news or potentially bad news and just run with it. And I'm like, wow, you must really not have a life, because that's boring. I don't like boring drama, and people get upset about the oddest things.
Indy said it's a pirate's life for me. Arg.
People are so sensitive about an app.
Comes with Sea of Thieves for free.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody said Xbox can have BitTorrent next.
Yeah. You know what? Here's what I do know, and this is why I'm not too lenient on some of these guys. I say it's not worth bragging about. Haha, I have it, you don't. But then again, I remember that Grand Theft Auto 5 motherfuckers had 3 extra blades of grass, and they were bragging. So, do what you will. I don't even care anymore.
At the same time, too, don't be hyping it up. Listen, you have a 4K Blu-ray player in your box. Like, enjoy that. Enjoy real quality.
It's just there.
Sit there and eat your top ramen noodles and watch your Justice League at 4K. Come on. Go buy some movies, man.
Yep. But it's all about options. I mean, hey, people like what they like. They're going to do what they want. Fucking.
We were talking yesterday about how unhappy a lot of gamers seem to be lately. Like, I'm having the more fun than I've had in a long time. Be happy, guys. Enjoy it. Make some friends.
Well,
it's because people like being negative, bro. It like, I don't know, it like fuels them for some reason. It's no one can actually think of anything positive to say about their competing platform. I don't know. It's very strange to me.
Well, sometimes I'll say something to All Day, to like, hey, can you believe this crap? And All Day will say the funniest thing that reminds me that life's all about having a laugh or two. We need more of that in our lives.
Yeah, get some All Days.
Well, you know what, guys? What's amazing is that, with these consoles, we're able to do so much more, and yet people still like nitpick and bitch about like the worst things ever. Like, we have so many games to choose from, so many different apps, and so on and so forth. Yet people still find the most meaningless stuff to complain about.
Yeah, they do. Well, that's life too.
That's true.
I mean, too, like, just people are. I don't know. Information has never been more ubiquitous. You can learn how to do anything you want to do, right? Through the internet, and people still manage to be really, really fucking stupid. So I want to move on to a different topic here. Michael Pachter says exclusives don't matter anymore.
Woo! Give me that pipe.
This one. And while you're at it, Cole, I want you to multitask here. Let's get an RDX question of the day or whatever in there as well.
Nike's all right.
I know, right?
All right, start talking, because I got to go look up your question there, bud.
Michael Pachter, he basically says that exclusives don't matter anymore because the people that really care about this type of stuff have already decided on a console to get, right? And all that's left is the casual who are, Call of Duty, Madden, whatever, right? I kind of see where he's coming from, but I don't think they don't matter. If not for Forza, then I wouldn't be as big a fan of the brand as I am.
His point, my takeaway from his article and interview was that he said that there are 70 million PS4s out there, and there's 35 plus million Xbox Ones. He said the hardcore gamers already bought their console; they're already in. It's the casuals who are picking up one, and those casuals seem to care very little about every single exclusive. I think that's kind of where he's coming from, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, some casual may buy a PS4 and somebody will tell him, man, you got to buy Uncharted 4, and he'll buy it, right? But he didn't go down to Target or Walmart and buy that PS4 because he had to play Uncharted 4. I mean, any gamer worth his game,
Salt. Yeah,
worth his salt, already bought his PS4 and played Uncharted 4 at launch. So I kind of agree with him there, and I also kind of have to stick to my argument that around 6 to 7% of gamers buy the exclusives, and it shows in the sales numbers. You know, 11 million sold on Uncharted 4 out of 70 million consoles on the PS4. You know, that sort of thing. That sort of supports him, but exclusives do have their point, and they have sold some consoles, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Michael Pachter is still playing Tetris wearing flip-flops, bro. Come on.
Also, I just still don't trust anything Michael Pachter says. I know, like, I keep harping on this, but I really don't. Exclusives matter. Multi-plats are obviously more popular. You know, that's what people mostly buy these systems for 2K and Madden. But exclusives matter because if they didn't, there'd be no point in owning more than one console.
Exclusives definitely have some sway.
Exactly, and I know tons of people who like PC gamers who take, for instance, Bloodborne. They bought a PlayStation 4 for Bloodborne because they're huge Dark Souls fans. So they matter.
I got one for Uncharted 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just takes
my problem though, is I haven't
one
found
game that someone's interested in, you know? One game that someone might be interested in, and they're like, okay, let me get this system. Especially if it's by one of their favorite developers.
Yeah. I agree. Chat, what do you think? Do exclusives really matter? If so, let us know why you think that's the
One
case.
for yes, two for no.
Yeah, one for yes, two for no. Do exclusives matter?
It's not black or white. I mean, you could throw a third in there, 3 if, they kind of matter.
Well, I think they do matter to an extent. I mean, you look at some games like, you know, Halo, Forza, Gears of War. I mean, those aren't just like any games. Those have big, those sell millions of copies. Those have definite sway in the industry, right?
Yeah.
We're definitely getting more ones and then some min and someone.
I'm gonna put a 6. Here we go.
6, all of them combined. I don't know. A lot of mixed opinions. I think a lot of people remember the fact that what were they playing this holiday? What were they playing since October? It's been multiplats, and maybe those people kind of veer towards the multiplats. You know?
I guess I could call out my fraudulentness because I was thinking about buying the PS4 at launch, and my buddy called me over to try out Titanfall. He picked up Titanfall Xbox when that first came out, like March of 2014. And just playing that, I was like, oh man, this is really fun. And it was sort of my decision. It was mostly to play with him because me and a couple of other guys played Xbox 360 every night, and I wanted to stay gaming with those guys. But you know, Titanfall kind of swayed me, so I'd put a solid 3 in there. They do kind of matter.
All that explanation, I'd put a 7 in there. Really
I'd put a 3.141.
Well, it's true though. It's true.
Buddha has a question.
I had a friend a couple of months ago. He was looking to get a new console, and he's like, okay, you know, can I get, Call of Duty, Battlefield, whatever on the Xbox? Like, yeah, sure. But he's like, I'm also looking for a racer. I'm like, well, shit. Xbox has, Forza Horizon, Forza Motorsport. Oh, what's that?
By far.
Yeah, the best racers. And then he takes a look and he's like blown away by Forza Horizon.
Oh, yeah. I had a buddy who we used to play 360 together, and like 2 months ago, he texted me. He's like, hey, I just bought a PS4. Are there any games? Dealer love this. Are there any games like Gears of War or Halo that I can get on this PS4? And I was like, and I didn't want to be the typical fanboy, but I was like,
no,
not really. There aren't like a real gritty powerhouse third-person shooter on PS4.
No,
I can't think of one. And I'm like, there's Killzone, but a lot of PS4 gamers didn't really like Killzone.
Even the Sony guys call it Borzone.
Yeah, kind of interesting, huh? I mean, we get crap about having Halo and Gears the only thing, but those games are kind of irreplaceable.
They do appeal to people, and both of those franchises, I think, are billion-dollar franchises.
Yes, they are.
Are you ready for that question yet?
Yeah.
Wait, I have a hold up real quick from Buddha, because he asked me specifically. He's like, do you guys feel like gaming in general is getting to the point that games themselves are starting to lose their individuality and are starting to mimic each other?
Yeah, it's been headed down that road for a long time. Since Arkham came out, you know how many games stole that combat? You know,
Facts.
it's not a bad thing. It happens in all industries: music, cars, everything.
Yeah,
but we
best
also
form of
had some
flattery.
great. Oh, I'm sorry, Vader.
What'd you say, Invader?
Oh no, sorry. I was just saying that imitation is the best form of flattery, right? So
Yeah. Unless it's like Fortnite, where you just blatantly rip something off, like, "Hey, we got to come try this shit."
We can do that too. We've had some great games that are because of that, rip-off technique, like Horizon Zero Dawn, and just a bunch of really cool games that kind of grab some of our favorite games and put them together. And that and
I want more games to copy The Witcher in terms of storytelling.
Just give me a narrative. I'm tired of Witcher being the only one.
I'd like to see something else copy a lot of the Fallout formula and just take it in a totally different setting. It doesn't have to be post-apocalyptic. It can be a spy game or something like that, or I don't know.
Spy game.
I don't know. I'm just thinking out of my rear end.
Yeah, I know.
So
you got a question. Go ahead.
This question is from one of our good friends, Noof Nukem, but it's kind of a tough one, so I thought I should give it this attention. He says, "What Xbox One X enhanced game has been your biggest letdown?" Interesting.
Start with all day. All day's in the corner eating a hot dog again. Where you at, bud? Yep.
He actually seriously disappeared right when you said that.
Wow. Okay, I'm not looking at the live thing there. Colt, what about you? You probably don't even have one.
I don't. The first one that came to mind was Dead Rising 3, or 4, but I'm having fun with it. I think they boosted the resolution, but it's really hard to tell. They didn't do much else to it.
Maybe more blood on the ground. It's very minimal. Luca, what about you?
Honestly,
anything you're kind of underwhelmed by?
No, not really. All the Xbox enhanced games I've played have been beautiful and amazing, or they've had that performance mode, which has made it great. So I can't think of anything that's disappointed me.
Yeah, I mean, everything I've been playing has been top notch, man. Maybe games that they could have done more. Forza Horizon, or not Horizon, Dead Rising 4, like Colt said, was very minimal. Skyrim, there's no reason that game should not have 60 frames per second.
But I didn't get that one.
There's no reason that game shouldn't have 60 frames, and it shouldn't use dynamic scaling at all. It's just kind of a phone-in, because PS4 doesn't use dynamic scaling. There's like 30, 40 frames of overhead on the X, and they're both at the same resolution. There's no way that game should use any scaling at all, and it should have double the frame rate. So
they're busy porting the Switch version.
I guess, man. But yeah, that one was a letdown.
Invader?
That's about it, man.
Maybe Recore. I mean, it did get a bit of a boost, but I didn't think it was that significant. So,
hey, that's actually a good lead in here, because the engine that Recore was built on, Unity engine, is getting the ability, or has gotten the update ability, to render dynamically. So nobody gives a fuck. Just figured I'd throw that out there. Games using Unity, like Recore, can now use dynamic scaling. Maybe that's why Recore only hit 1440p. There's no reason that game should only be at, just under 4 million pixels. It makes no sense with how that game looks at all. So I don't know.
How about you? What was your most? Was there any Xbox One X enhanced games that you were let down by how they turned out?
Mafia 3.
Mafia 3.
Yeah, it looked a little bit more sharper, but that's about it. Nothing exciting. Nothing. Whoa! No, none of that.
I think it looked good, but yeah, could have been better. They maybe could have left it at 1440 and ramped everything up. I know they added I know the game has screen space reflections or some shit like that the Pro doesn't have. It has quite a few ramped up things that the Pro doesn't have, but it could have had more, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever.
But man, almost every enhanced game I've seen so far has been just awesome.
Yeah, they've been pretty good. Let us know in the chat if you've got one or more. Xbox polling, another video I did here recently talking about mouse and keyboard. They've since removed this, and it's been kind of outed by the Microsoft polling website. They made a big statement. This was translated thanks to Google Translate or something like that. They basically said most gamers want the precision of mouse movements and the control of a keyboard. Starting very soon. It's basically available or ready, is what they're saying. Xbox gamers on all platforms will have this ability to choose how they play. And then they made a little joke about Xbox Master Race because you get mouse and keyboard, whatever. That was removed. And I don't know. I thought that was kind of funny. Microsoft haven't really said anything else on this. That's why I talked about it in the video. Poland were the only outlet to kind of say anything about mouse and keyboard. Anybody going to use this?
That's a no.
That's a no.
Nah, probably.
I tried to play PUBG on Steam, and I couldn't get the controller thing to work. The controller binding. I was like, you might as well just throw a 2-year-old in front of a video game. I was like, ridiculous. I mean, I used to game on mouse and keyboard like 10 or 15 years ago, but man, some time passes. I mean, I can type in a Word document like nobody's business, but put me on a game using like 8 buttons on a mouse, I'm like, no, I'm awful.
I'm with you. I'm just, you know, and if you're one of those who went to PC and you're not a mouse keyboard guy, you're figuring that out. That, you know, maybe you're not having as much fun.
Taxes on the Xbox. There you go.
Yep. Do taxes on your Xbox. TurboTax. Microsoft. And this comes from a guy named Dreamcast Guy, right? I'm sure you guys have heard of him.
Yeah, I know him.
He says he knows an insider that is talking about the next Xbox already. We know they're working on it. They started working on the Xbox One far before it came out, and we know that this is a mid-generation refresh with the X, and you know it's closer than you think. So I know we're gonna get people like, you just paid $500 for an X, you got ripped off. Nobody forced us to do that. We had the cash laying around. We're like, you know what, we want more power, and that's what we got, right? So I'm enjoying it. I don't think it was a waste of money. I can always turn around and sell it if I need to, or whatever.
It's pretty worth it, man. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, it's been great. But Microsoft, according to this guy, the insider, says Microsoft is ramping up production to meet or beat PlayStation 5 to market in 2019. So take all this with a grain of salt. This is very interesting to me. And now this comes at a time where graphics don't matter anymore, of course. So your excitement may vary. But what do you think about this all day? PS5 2019, this is where most analysts called it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of content right now, dude. Honestly, I say 2020. Maybe I'll feel different, but right now I'm good, man. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not excited for a new console generation. Not right now.
Okay, what if that meant that more games were 60 frames per second, or physics have been dramatically ramped up, animations, better PSVR, things like that?
That's cool, but I'm still content.
Okay,
you know what I mean?
I wasn't ready for
right now. It's kind of early for me.
I wasn't ready for Gen 8 at all. We were still having a great time on the 360 and PS3. We were playing GTA 5 that fall, right? Everything, like, that game looked amazing.
Yeah. Well, this is what this means. If PlayStation 5 is coming out in 2019, and we're kind of told this by context through this insider that Microsoft are rushing or ramping up production, which this is what they did with the 360, right? They came out with the OG Xbox in 2001, right? And then just 3 years later, 3 years later, they announced the 360, right? Or maybe they announced it in 05 and it came out in 05. I'm not sure. But long story short, 4 years later, they came out with a 360. They beat the PS3 to market by a year, and that's what helped them procure the market as a new brand. And that was their whole reason for their success, is getting out there. So you think
history can repeat itself? That's what you're saying?
I think they're trying to do the same thing again. I think it's smart because they know PS4's got it this gen.
Didn't the Xbox 360, the original one, have a bunch of issues though? Like with how they were manufactured or whatever?
The red ring, but they powered through that and still stayed just ahead of the PS3.
I'm just saying, do you think they would have had those issues if they hadn't have rushed it out?
I think that they just didn't know about as much as they know now. I think that the Xbox One came out without a hitch, aside from its size. The Xbox One X has a few failures here and there, no more than the PS4 did.
It was just a bad design. It was a bad heat sink design. It was horrible.
It melted the solder on the motherboard.
Yeah, it was a failsafe. It was, the red ring was to keep it from destroying the 360. But
I guess I don't know. I just know that the soldering melted and the motherboard parts disconnected, and so I think 360 was just bad engineering. Xbox One, they corrected that with the S and the X especially. No one's ever seen something like the Xbox One X in such small form factor. It's ridiculous. I think we can all agree on that, and the quietness and everything. They've stepped it up. That's what I'm trying to say. And with the next Xbox, I think they can continue that and exceed that. But for Sony and the PS5 and the Xbox to be anything revolutionary, they're obviously not shooting for 4K. Of course, that'll be a standard, but Xbox One already does a lot of 4K now with the X, right? So the obvious answer, the thing to sell people, is performance, enhanced physics, something like PhysX technology. Microsoft are working on a technology called direct physics using DX12. They can ramp up physics through their API. And obviously, like I said, frame rates are going to be massive, a great divider.
More stuff on the screen than we've ever seen before.
Yeah,
really
CPU leap.
forward.
CPU leap is the big thing here.
This might be the 2006 leap.
The 2006 leap. I don't know. I just want more options for frame rates and better animations.
Do you guys think that the next Xbox will have like augmented reality, like kind of baked into it and stuff like that?
Yeah, I mean they're pushing HoloLens and the AR stuff, right? So that's probably a good point. That's probably something that's got to be in their pipeline.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People are going to be curious about what tech they would use. I've said this before a couple times. It would be AMD, Raven, Bristol, something. Bristol Ridge, Raven Ridge, Ryzen APU technology. That's what PS5 will use. And, of course, that means it's a new CPU core, much more efficient, better instructions per clock. Vastly superior to the Jaguar. So you're talking a major CPU uptick there, and you're talking the GPU side, a minimum of probably 10 teraflops.
And a cool thing in 2020, we're going to be right into the 4K thing. It's not like 6K or 8K is going to be on the horizon or anything like that. Like it'll be a real focus on achieving what 4K display does while having better performance, more things on screen, better effects, a lighting like we've never seen before. And what we could be looking for with PS5 and what I call Xbox 5, I think it'd be hilarious if they called the next one Xbox 5 next to the PS5.
They got an interesting dilemma there with the naming.
Right, because Xbox One meant absolutely nothing. Why not just go totally balls out and call it Xbox 5? But, the cool thing about that is, honestly, in 2020, the way that the new Xbox and the PS5 could look, the PC guys have nothing left to ridicule the consoles because they would be 60 frames on almost every title at around 4K.
20 frames or some cherry on top shit that really doesn't make or break the game.
If you can find a 50-inch or bigger monitor that does 144 hertz, go for it. But if a gamer wants to play on the same screen he or she watches their 4K movies on, right?
Yeah.
Or TV shows, that's the cool thing about consoles, right? They're really running out of excuses to bash these mid-gen refresh consoles because they do some really cool stuff.
It's just dumb for them to do it anyway. They're holding back the industry by shitting on them so much anyway. You want these things to be successful. What people don't understand is without consoles, you would not have the big AAA games you have today. PC investment is not high enough for these games to make enough money to see sequels in the investment that they see alone. You need consoles, you need the sales from consoles to get these games out to all platforms. If it were only on PC, you would not see these massive games because they cost as much to make because the sales would not be high enough. They need consoles for that. So you want these things to do well everywhere. So this is, of course, take it as a grain of salt. 2019 kind of makes sense. PlayStation Pro came out 3 years after the PS4. Yep. Xbox waited an extra year to get an edge up. It could be the Xbox waits 3 years this time, and PS4 Pro waits 4 years to get to the next PlayStation, or whatever it is, right? You know what I'm saying? They might swap years there. So they could come out the same year. I think that'd be really cool, really competitive, innovative, and it'd be interesting to see the differences. Who takes a loss on that console to get that power edge is going to be pretty interesting to me. So I don't know. Hey, we got almost 500 watching live, guys. Hit that like button. Let's try to get to over 300 for the show ends as we go into the next topic. We got who is this? We got a developer that also kind of backs this up. He says that PS5 will come out sooner than later. He says that the Xbox One X dev kits haven't even begun to be tapped into yet in regards to the RAM and stuff. I've said this over and over. Xbox One X games still do not take full advantage of the RAM in most cases. If you want to see the RAM at work, Shadow of War. Anybody played that in here?
I will be soon enough.
Shadow of War on the X. Best textures you ever see in your life on a character. That is 12 gigabytes or 9 gigabytes rather of GDDR5 at work there. So that's just one example, but he goes on to talk about some other stuff. The dev kits have not been fully implemented. Once they begin tapping into the potential, he says the gap will widen further, kind of like the difference between last gen and next gen, this gen, I guess. I don't know. He's pretty adamant that it's going to be a much bigger jump than what we're seeing on these older games that are getting patched. So
that's good.
Yeah, I think that's pretty awesome. He says because of this, PS5 may get here sooner than later. You know, and we kind of covered that. So I think that's really interesting as a tech guy. Any thoughts on that? But we kind of wrap it up.
I don't know. In a way, I could see them maybe not 2019 for consoles, but maybe 2020, even 21. To be honest with you, I mean, we still don't have release dates for as we were saying earlier, for the PlayStation games like The Last of Us 2 or like Death Stranding. I just feel those are way off.
Yeah, I agree.
So
could be. It's
those
hard
would
to
be
imagine
interesting
Sony
launch
waiting
titles.
Another 2 years though. After touting 1080p is a better gamer and all this other stuff, you know, it's hard to imagine them waiting 2 more years to announce something. And if they announce it a year away from release, Microsoft didn't care because they're already losing. But if you announce a console further out, your current console is going to sell less, and we know PlayStation's the bulk of the business here.
It is, and I think if they offer full compatibility, if your PS4 games will play on your PS5, or I don't know if they can do forward compatibility, but it could keep the PS4 sales moving along. But if you remember, the PS2 was still selling like crazy when the PS3 came out for quite a while, and they're not losing any money by. I mean, when a brand new shiny, you saw what the X did. When a brand new shiny console comes out, it starts selling.
A real difference. That's what people want, you know.
Yeah, Princess Christina, aka Chrissy, in the chat says Sony should milk the PlayStation 4 dry and wait on PlayStation 5. They have no reason to jump into next gen, unlike Xbox, who has every reason to escape this gen, considering the fact that Xbox has lost this generation.
Yeah, they have lost, though they are highly profitable. Yeah, if you want to look at it as a versus type thing, they've definitely lost sales-wise. I don't know. We have another RDX question in real quick. Colt, you got another one for us?
Yeah, a lot of them were covered already. Boomstick, Mr. Boomstick, good friend of ours.
Hey, Boom, bro.
Yes. How many copies of Sea of Thieves does Microsoft need to sell to consider the game a success? Keep in mind, it's also on PC. It's Play Anywhere. What do you guys think? How many? He says 5 to 10 million?
5 to 10 million? Jeez, no.
Oh, wow.
I don't think they expect that game to see if God. I don't think they expect that game to blow people away like in 5 to 10 million. That's insane. I'd say 2.5. They'd probably be like, you know, whatever. Wasn't a failure. Wasn't mind blower, but it did something.
Its lifetime or
just in the first year?
Probably year or two.
Maybe 2.5 is not horrible. You know, it just depends on how you do things, right?
We don't know. Like Sea of Thieves could have that little magic formula when people get on and play it, it just kind of spreads and people just start talking about it and jump in. Kind of like with PUBG, like it's got that experience that you haven't done on much other games. Like who knows?
I think that game this year is it's either Crackdown if that multiplayer works right, and that's everything hinges on that for Crackdown, or it's most likely State of Decay 2 because the first one was such a big hit, sold millions and millions as an arcade game, broke records, and wasn't polished at all. And the performance was in the trash. You know, that game just had something that a lot of people never saw because it couldn't get past the performance and the visuals. If that game comes out running on Unreal 4 and is polished and it works right, then that game could be the one to surprise people, the sleeper, where people just get it. They want to play co-op with their friends.
Well, that game did really well on the 360, so I have a feeling it'll do well. I have a feeling I'll catch a lot of people off guard, State of Decay 2.
I think so. I hope it's done, though. Just Strain, he didn't seem too confident. He said, we're saying spring. You know, it's a small team. They do have a contract and Microsoft backing, but Microsoft needs to send people over there, get that thing done, get it ready.
And imagine Crackdown multiplayer, like you're supposed to be doing all this stuff co-op online with your friends, but you find yourself totally distracted, knocking down buildings. Like it could be totally amazing. Like Dealer and I would get on to play Crackdown multiplayer, and we were supposed to do all this stuff, and we end up spending an hour and a half blowing a building down with a pistol. No, you never know. It could be really, really, really fun.
It all hinges on that tech, and if it's working, man, all of it. So hopefully, you know, it does. In 2018, either way, is looking phenomenal. You're getting some of the first games that were developed with the X from the ground up, surely, and they're going to look phenomenal. So let us know what you think down below. Hit that like button. We really appreciate it. Share this bitch on Twitter or wherever else you can. And, hey, we're done here, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to start with outros, starting with the Ash and Luca. Where can people find you? Good show.
Hey, it was a really good show, Invader Bro. It was nice having you. I'm really happy to be back, guys. The chat's awesome. You guys are really, really great. Like, the amount of people saying, hey, Luca, happy to have you back, Luca. That was nice. So, but you guys can find me on Twitter at the Ash and Luca, so hit me up there. You can find me on Xbox Live at the Ash and Luca. If I don't respond to your messages right away, it's because I forgot about them. Like, I forgot. But I will try to respond to as many people as I can.
Okay. Invader, man, thanks for coming on, bud. I want to get you on here and seeing you do mini podcasts and all that good stuff. Where can people find you again? And thanks for coming on.
Well, again, guys, thanks for having me on, Dealer. It's been great. Colt all day, Luca. You know, you guys are fantastic in the community, and I really like being on here. You guys can find me at Invader Gaming on YouTube, or if you want to check me out on Twitter, it's at Invader_1986. And yeah, again, thanks for having me on, and thanks for everybody in the chat below for coming out.
No problem, bud. Colt, what are you up to, bud? You got any plans over the next week?
I'm playing Witcher 3, Dead Rising 4, Wolfenstein New Colossus, Fallout 4, and something else I don't remember. I'm playing
How many Colts do you have in your body? Shit.
I have like 5 controllers laying on my lap, and I just kind of split screen my TV, and I play them all at once.
Yep. Go through Wolfenstein. Just go right through it, man. Don't take a break. You'll forget.
I know. You got me to restart it last night, so yeah, I'm like 3 hours in. Awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, man. Good show. Thanks for being here as usual all day. Thanks for coming out, man. Good show. Where can people find you?
You can find me at All Day Digital on Twitter. It was a good show, man. Happy New Year to everybody out there. Invader, nice meeting you, bro. And see you guys next week.
Yeah. And to the rest of the guys still here, hit that like button if you can. To the patrons, once again, details at the beginning of the video when it re-uploads or any other topics you want to know about, check the video out when it re-uploads. Thank you guys so much for your support. And, of course, we're out, guys. Thanks.
Bye.